All right. Now, if you don't know who Big Fendi is I guess a manager. He used to do DVDs back in the day or whatever. So more recently, he was he'd been clowned for pulling a little a Bow Wow challenge. So right here was the first thing that got Fendi some attention the other day. Is him playing himself, acting like he what you call it was getting out of the helicopter. And as you can see, he's not the helicopter door ain't open. There's no pilot there, and that's not even a helicopter for transporting. You know, it's not even no cargo uh, carrier for luggage on that type of helicopter for him to be traveling with luggage and this, that, and other. So he sees probably walking through like a I forgot how you call them aerial joints where them private airports and like yo, I'm gonna take this picture right now in front like I'm hopping out the helicopter. So if you see the video, he goes from that position right there and then he jumps to make it look like he got down. He just got out the helicopter. The propeller's not spinning nothing, right? So he pick up his bag, whoop de woo. He the man, he balling. He just got off the helicopter. And the lamest thing about this part is the person who's filming it. Like you even lamer for a nigga like yo, man, I'm getting ready, front like I'm about to jump out this this helicopter. I want you to film it. Instead of being hand a nigga's phone. Nigga here. I'm not filming that. You better get a goddamn some type of stand or something. Ain't gonna sit here and film you faking like you getting out of a helicopter that ain't even for transporting people with luggage. I'm like, come on, little Bow Wow, stop it. Stop it, Bow Wow. uh, so which call it? So Fendi pulled this move. He got busted. I don't know if he admitted to it. Oh, I forgot Instagram. Y'all got to see this. Him getting out the helicopter. As you can see, the door is not open. He just got his foot up there. His bag's there, and that's when the video starts. He just act like he hops out. You can go to his Instagram and see it yourself if it's still up there, but or you Google it. Um, so after this happens, he's in Miami, I guess. The next thing that happens with Fendi is he posts that he got robbed for 400,000 and some jewelry. He had a Prada bag. Let's go through the story. Y'all gonna read this one for yourself. So this is what he posted. This is supposed to be the guy here that came and took the 400,000, right? So this is his post. Shaking my effing head today around 7 p.m. My Prada bag with over 400,000 cash and jewelry was stolen from the Mondrian Hotel on South Beach. I checked in about 4:45 p.m. Realized shortly after my bag was not in the room. Long story short, the hotel found the bag and gave it to security, who looked through my bag to log it in. Thinky emoji. They contacted somebody who made a fake email. Then contacted somebody who made a fake email that was sent to the Mondrian saying they lost the bag, described what was in the bag, and was sending someone to pick it up. The hotel released my bag without asking for ID or nothing. This was an inside job differently. I know I'm not reading that wrong, right? Differently. This was an inside job differently. Maybe he meant definitely. Here, the person who came and picked up my bag. If you notice who this is, DM me. He in Miami. The Mondrian, and so it's the hashtag the Mondrian Hotel South Beach. Now he's asking for help and getting a perpetrator. He posted a screenshot of the man with dreadlocks and some sort of headgear that apparently took the bag with him. 400,000 is a lot of money. I actually hope he gets it back. This is a tough week for the OG. So right here, this is supposed to be the guy, y'all. All right. And I guess that was the Prada bag. Does that look like a little Prada logo? With the 400,000 in his bag. So he was told 400,000 in his bag. Right? And I guess this is the hotel workers, and this is the guy that comes and pick up the bag. Right? And he said they didn't ask him for no hotel or nothing. And this guy does not look like a guy that frequents the Mondrian Hotel, which is a 4 or 5-star hotel. Now, what does this sound like to y'all? From a guy that just faked getting out of the helicopter. I want to see what explanations y'all got. Yeah, that's Fab's boy. Also worked with Nicki Minaj. It ain't even convincing. Bad lads, laugh out loud. He said he got robbed. Right? Cap. Interesting. Shit is goofy. Cap on top of Cap. Cloud chasing at his finest. Okay. Let me talk to y'all. from a street perspective. Follow me. Now, one, straight up and down, he lying about he had a bag with 400,000. Right? That's alleged that he had 400,000. Right? Now, if he say he had 400,000, he had 400,000. It's kind of hard for me to believe if he just faked getting out the helicopter. But I'm just not going. I'm not going to. I'm not going to let that cloud my judgment. Right? Let's make sense of this whole thing. Right? First of all, why would he have 400,000 in cash in a bag in Miami? Let's just put this together, y'all, ourselves, right? Hypothetically speaking, let's see how we figure this out. We're gonna give him three options of why he had 400,000 in the bag, cash and jewelry in that bag, right? What are your three reasons for him having that amount of money? Somebody, please give me a reason. Somebody said an insurance claim. He's not getting cash back on an insurance claim, so that's ruled out. That's out. Next, why would he have $400,000 in cash? It ain't insurance fraud because he's not getting. He's not going to go and get 400,000 out the bank and then walk down the street and lose a bag, and the bank is going to reimburse him for 400,000. So insurance on the jewelry, probably. The cash, I'm asking you, why did he have $400,000? In your best mind, why would you think he had 400,000? Somebody says drugs. That would be one of my choice. Miami, 400,000 in cash. My first thought is Nicki Minaj, somebody trying to book Nicki Minaj or Fab or some shows, and they gave him cash to book maybe Nicki. Fab ain't getting 400,000 for nothing. I don't give a fuck if that nigga going to Dubai to scrub a nigga back. They not giving Fab no 400,000. Nicki, she could get that bag. 400,000. It could be somebody could be paying Nicki 400,000 for something, right? Features, whatever it may be, shows, whatever. That's my first thought. Second thought, and that's even if he can do the Nicki Minaj business. Second thought is drugs. You're going to Miami, you got 400,000. Some niggas are still in the streets. Possibly drugs. Third, what is the other thing for him to be traveling with that type of money is he had a bunch of show money that he got, his percentages, his cut, and he was going to take his money and put it up. Now, Which one do y'all think it is? One, show money. Two, drugs. Or three, his stash money or money he saved or money he was getting ready to do something with. He had 400,000 and jewelry in that black bag. Two, three. All right. Some people say three. That was his money he was saving. Some say two, drugs. All right. We're going to go through each scenario. All right. First of all, this is the number one thing. How many of y'all got a bag with your luggage and you got $500,000 in this bag and y'all going to let that bag leave your sight for at any fucking point, at any point in time? What is going to make you take your eye off the bag with $500,000? Not your bag with your clothes, not your bag with your sneakers and your cosmetics. The bag with $400,000 in it and your jewelry, which could have accumulated to another 400,000 or 100,000. So let's say $500,000. The $500,000 bag leaves your sight. What's the chances of that? What's the chance of you losing your own luggage unless you checked it in the airport and they lost it going traveling? What's the chance of you losing your own fucking luggage? Yet a bag that you know got $500,000 in it. Is Fendi that irresponsible, or did he see a chick that was that motherfucking bad that he was looking at her ass like this for an extensive amount of time for somebody to just walk by and want to grab that ugly ass Prada bag just because they think that there's money in it? Why would somebody just take that ugly ass Prada bag, not the Gucci bag, the Louis bag like we seen in the helicopter picture, but they gonna grab that ugly ass regular Prada duffel bag, right? Let me show you the bag again. That's the bag, right? Now that big ass bag, you telling me you checking in at the hotel and that bag just disappears? Now let's go back to his story, and this could be true. I'm just saying, to me, I just hope it was his money and not nobody else's money. Because if it was somebody else's money, I smell a Vic. If it's his money, all his money, then I believe this. If this is somebody else's money, man, they got Vic. He caught them. All right, now listen, he says, shaking my motherfucking head. Around 10 today, around 7 p.m., my Prada bag with over 400K in jewelry was stolen from the Mondrian Hotel on South Beach at 7 p.m., right? I checked in around 4:45 p.m. Realized shortly after my bag was not in my room. Now listen, y'all. Oh my God. Oh my God. Hey, Fendi, don't be mad at me, brother. Please don't be mad at me. because you could be telling the dead ass truth, and I'm just all my shit is hypothetically speaking. He checked in at 4:45 and realized shortly after my bag was not in my room. Long story short, the hotel found the bag and gave it to security, who looked through my bag to log it in. Now listen, niggas like Fab, artists like Nicki Minaj, myself, we've been traveling for a very long time. Some of us been in some more hotels in a year than we've been in our own bed in a year when you work in this entertainment industry. The main thing in traveling is securing your bag, your luggage. Nobody likes to travel. Everybody's paranoid of checking a bag because they don't want to lose their bag and they traveling. When you get to a hotel, a spot like the Mondrian, they're gonna come to the joint and they're gonna take your bags out the car. And they're gonna put them on the car and they're gonna roll them into the front. Nobody's gonna know you got anything valuable in your bag other than the bag itself looking valuable. Now, me personally, if I'm checking into the Mondrian and I got a bag with 400K in it, and it's that bag he got wheels on it. That's a rolling bag, right? When I get out the car, that bag with the money, just like me, I'd never give up my camera bag and I never give up my laptop bag. So when they take all my luggage, my clothes and shit, they can take all that. My laptop goes on my back and my camera goes over my shoulder every time because I don't want them to break my laptop or my camera bag or it turns up missing. So if I got a bag with 400 racks in it and my jewelry, that bag I'm carrying myself. And when I go to the front desk to check in, it's going to be right on the side of me. So if a motherfucker come and takes the bag, I'm going to see it. I'm not being irresponsible with 400,000. I'm not even losing the coat off my back. So he checked in around 4:45. Realized shortly after my bag was not in my room. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you kidding me? The bag was 400,000. You didn't take to your room yourself? Or did you take all your bags to your room yourself? You never said that. Long story short, the hotel found the bag and gave it to security. And then he's saying, who looked through my bag? How you know they looked through your bag? Did they say, oh, yeah, sir, we looked through that bag. You had a lot of money in there. If they looked through that bag, my nigga, they would have called your room. The Mondrian? They would have looked in there and shit at their pants. Like, yo, who bag is this? We need to get this back to the guy. They would have called your room. Because you said they found the bag and they gave it to security, who looked through your bag to log it in. Then they contacted somebody then or they contacted somebody who made a fake email that was sent to the Mondrian, saying that they lost the bag, described what was in the bag, and was sending someone to pick it up. The hotel released my bag without asking for ID or anything. Unless this was all his money, I believe this story. If this was somebody else's money, this is a bullshit story. He vicked somebody, allegedly. Yeah, come on, man. I know some Brooklyn niggas. and then you get them niggas 400,000. They gonna give you a good story to how that shit got taken or how they lost it. So you didn't get robbed. First of all, you lost the money. Nobody put a gun to you. You lost the bag. So you can't be mad with nobody but your motherfucking self, dog. You can't blame the hotel. You can only blame yourself. And you go and I see this camera and they got this guy that come to pick up the bag. But we need the video of them releasing the bag. Oh, we don't need it. You need it. The guy walking up, having a conversation, and them giving the bag to him. Because when you check into the hotel, you notice, like I noticed, all Fab and everybody else, as soon as you check into the hotel, even before you get your key, if they take your bags, they put tags on them and they rip a ticket and they give it to you and they sit your bags over there to the side until you check in. And then when you check in, they'll bring it up to your room because they already gave you the ticket. They already know who you are. So you didn't get robbed. You lost the bag if that was to happen. Like I said, now, if this is his money, it could be cap all in it, or he really took a loss. But this shit about they contacted somebody who made a fake email that was sent to the Mondrian, saying that they lost their bag, described what was in the bag, and was sending someone to pick it up. The hotel released my bag without asking for ID or nothing. So what he's telling me is this. There's an idiot somewhere that gave up their IP address and sent up a fucking email that the feds could track right back to their phone and the computer. If a person sent the Mondrian an email, whether it's fake or not, the feds can tell you exactly where that goddamn email came from. I done sat in enough goddamn federal trials with Cardi B and Tasha K and R. Kelly shit to know that they can tell you exactly where this fucking email came from. So you telling me a person, instead of calling the Mondrian and saying, yo, I left a bag there, my black bag, boom, 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 I need to come pick that up. You tell me these niggas will leave a paper trail? Criminals? Come on, man. I've been in the streets a long time, boy. I know when somebody got licked, and it can make it look like something. And I could be totally wrong. And they could have just really been that lackadaisical and turned his head with 400,000 and his jewelry right there for somebody to swipe the bag. The ugliest bag out of everything. Now, I ain't gonna take the Gucci or the Louis bag. They're gonna take the ugly ass duffel Prada bag. Okay. All right. So you tell me the person comes back to the hotel and say, hey, oh, I lost my bag here. It was a black bag and it had a lot of money in it. And they ain't have to show no ID. And the hotel said, oh, this is your bag? Here. They didn't ask them what room was they staying in? Because you reported your bag missing. So if they would have to come and get the bag and you reported your bag missing, they would have asked them for ID and what room they was in. And you tell me this person could just show up and say, hey, I lost the bag. Yeah. And nobody that worked there during that day recognized this person. But they recognize you because you checked in. Man, it sounds just as official as the helicopter. Now, either he bragging, he just want everybody to know he had 400,000, or somebody gave him 400,000, and he gave them the best story he could come up with, jumped his ass on the plane, got the fuck up out of Miami. Because where's he at now? If he's still in Miami at the hotel and shit, still trying to get his money, and when it filed the police report and all that other shit, then I believe him. If he got a police report and he's still in Miami and he's still at the hotel trying to get his paper, you know what I'm saying? I believe it. If that nigga done skipped Miami and got the fuck up out of there, somebody can say goodbye to their 400,000. I don't know. 400,000. What was he going to go buy? Some coke? Or was that for some bookings? Because he can have 400,000. You fucking with somebody like Nicki Minaj and shit like that. You could run around and grab a bunch of bags and shit for bookings and features and shit. But I'm going to tell you one motherfucking thing. He didn't fly to no goddamn Miami with 400,000. They give you a problem with 10,000. 10,000 is a felony to travel through the airport. If you ever travel with niggas with money, you know, we'll break up our money amongst each other so nobody got over 10,000 on them, because they could call the feds. So it is only way he took 400,000 to Miami is on a private jet. And even you taking a risk of them checking you. But normally they don't check you, but they randomly check you. So he could have flew out to Miami because he was definitely in the Clearport where he faked the airplane jump. I mean, the helicopter ride jump and shit. But trust and believe, he didn't come on Delta, American Airlines, or anything else, first class, nothing, with no 400,000 in the bag. They'd have called the fucking feds on him. So if somebody gave him 400,000, they just got licked. Now, if that was his money, even if it was 400,000 in there, he took a loss. He'll be crying. You'll see him back in the car crying. He is sitting right there in front of the Mondrian right now, soaking, crying, walking up and down the street, trying to find this nigga in Miami. If he's not in Miami riding around in the car with a pistol, somebody ass got. Straight like that. And I don't mean to laugh at you, but man, listen. If you don't know, if you never hung with a Brooklyn nigga, and ran with a Brooklyn nigga or did robberies with a Brooklyn nigga, you don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. I have. I know Brooklyn. And this story, well, he what you call it, he got the dude on camera. Which I need to see that video of that dude walking out of there with that bag. And then when the dude's walking out of there with the bag, where did he go? There's cameras in front of the hotel. You got his car, the car that he got in. How did he just, who told him to go to the hotel and get the bag? Who knew, who other than Fendi knew what color the bag was that he had the money in? Who did Fendi tell that he had the money in? That's the only other person that could have called the hotel and described the bag, unless he's saying that the hotel workers looked in the bag, saw the money, stole the bag, and told somebody, "Yo, come back, come over here and get and send an email saying that you lost the bag." Because they could have easily just walked up and said, "Hey, I lost my bag. It was a black Prada bag. Can you check your loss in the lost file?" You tell me a nigga like that walked that to look like this? Sent the email? Who drew this play? This is a good robbery. Don't trust me. This is a good alleged robbery. I ain't saying it's a robbery or not. That man, it could have been. Maybe he'd be balling like that. Was he going to the strip club? Was he going to buy some coke? Was he going to buy a bunch of pounds of weed? I'm just saying. Look at the bag, y'all. I'm surprised the hotel ain't called the cops. Seeing the bag like that lost, nobody's claiming it, and somebody sends an email and they got all that money in it, and y'all ain't gonna call the police. Okay. Nigga took that type of loss. The nigga be stressing. He better be stressing somewhere.